Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Becky, and today we're going to be doing a 12 by 12 layout. You can see right here, I did pull out several papers that I wanted to use. This one right here was a Chamel. This is a Dear Lizzie. In fact, I had two Dear Lizzie paper pads out. So that is what started us on this journey on this 12 by 12 layout we're doing right here. The photos that I'm going to be scrapbooking, you can see them right here. Aren't those so cute? This is Marissa with her two kids, my two grandchildren, and she's trying to take selfies with them. But you know how hard it is to take a selfie with one child? It's even harder to do it with two children. So it's kind of funny because she's trying to get them both to look at the camera. There's one good one. The one, oh, I think it's good anyways. The one at the top left-hand side. I kind of wish I would have made that a little bit bigger and perhaps made the one over on the right-hand side smaller, like the one at the bottom. So that could like stand out as being what I think was the good one. Now, when I did this layout, I did start with the title. I saw these photos. I had had them printed for a little bit now, and I just came across them and was like, well, let's go ahead and scrapbook those ones. And when I saw it, I thought selfie struggle. So that is what we're gonna go ahead and use. These are the alphas that were the most handy, I do believe. I think they were sitting in like a iris case next to me. So yeah. Or iris case that was sitting on my floor, whatever. They were handy. So that's the point here. That's why I went ahead and pulled those out. Now you can see, it's a paper pad, right? So I don't have a ton of embellishments that go with it. I do have some Dear Lizzie embellishments, but that would include me going and finding them, which I was not going to do. So I went ahead and pulled out my little spiral notebook and took out different embellishments that were the colors that I wanted to use. There was that dark peach or coral color. There's the yellow, and then there's also a nice little pink color in that rainbow that I also liked. The rainbow, that's what the rainbow consists of. That's on that background paper is the dark peach or the coral, however you want it to say it, the yellow, and then the light pink. So I was just pulling out different pieces that I thought might go good with that little color scheme. And you can see, so my title's down, right? I don't know where my photos are going just yet. I just know that I have so many of them that they were going to take up a big spot, right? So my title was definitely not going to go in the center. It was either going to go at the top or at the bottom, because these photos, I just printed all these photos. I had a whole bunch of photos to print, and so I printed them all 4x6, and I did that through Shutterfly. I'm kind of regretting it a little bit now. I kind of wish that I would have taken the time to edit some of the photos and printed some small and some big, but I didn't. I just put them all 4x6. So yeah, that's what we have to work with. So you can see right here, all those pieces that I pulled out, I am going to just layer them down around the page. So my papers that I use was just that yellow, and then also that rainbow paper, and then everything else is just embellishments. Now, some of the embellishments are actually made from pattern papers that I had left over and then stuck into that book. So we have got a couple circles that were a gingham paper. We have got, what else is paper? That tag that's coming out from the bottom photo, that is, I think, from a Paige Evans paper, out of the paper pad, actually. And yeah, everything else was just taken out of that book. I have some fussy cut little tiny flowers that were off of pattern paper. I love pattern paper, guys. It's like my thing. So we're going to go ahead and commit to the placement of these photos. I really like how it's placed. Right here, my tag isn't really a real tag. You know, it's off a cut apart sheet. So I did go ahead and punch a hole in the center, which is kind of funny because I don't actually thread the tag how you would think a tag should be threaded. No, I just tied a bow with some crochet thread and stuck it down on top of it. So that was kind of pointless to have cut that hole in there, but whatever. It made me feel better, right? So we're going to go ahead and start building this cluster up here above that bottom photo. And I have this guest check. Of course, I don't really want that guest check to show, but I do like the lines on there. I think that's a perfect spot for journaling. So I had doubled up this Love It tag, and then there were tag, ticket. And then there was another ticket that I found in that spiral notebook. I just stapled them together and stuck them on there. I do put a couple die cuts, some chipboard pieces down around there just to build that up a little bit. Now, from that thicker sheet where I've gotten the title from, there were also hearts on it. I'm going to come in and slow it down for you so you can see exactly what I am talking about. I think I do show you the sticker sheet, but there were all these gold hearts on there as well. So I do go ahead and scatter those down around the page as well. Here I'm working on this layer. Now this layer, I'm not gonna lie, it still does not look perfect to me, but I went ahead and let it ride the way it was. Yeah, that's my least favorite little cluster area, is this one right here that I'm working on right now. I don't know why, and it could be the tag. I don't know. There's something about this little area right here that is not my favorite, but like I said, I do keep it the way it is and just go ahead and roll with it. I end up putting a little flower, that little flower right there. I kind of try to jazz it up a little bit by laying that flower over one of the bow tails. I thought that would help it a little bit, and I think it did, but still, it's still not going to be my favorite. Here, down here, I'm just going to go ahead and put another one of those hearts. I'm going to tuck a little flower underneath it and stick it down. We will finish off using the Heidi Swap color Shine in Gold, and after we do that, we're not going to end up doing anything else this layout. So if you want to see more details or hear more details, go ahead and stay tuned. Okay guys, let's slow it down a little bit. You can see that I use this yellow paper right here as my background. This is a Chamel paper, and I had picked up like a bundle of 24 or something like that at Tuesday morning a few years ago. So I've just been slowly but surely using them all. When I started this, I actually picked out these photos and started with the photos and the title. I called it Selfie Struggle because Marissa's sitting here trying to take a selfie with both of the kids, and it's not working out. This one right here is the best one. But it didn't work out really that great. For the title, I actually just had these laying around in like a little box by my desk, so I went ahead and pulled these out. So this is how we started. These are called, what are they called? Crush. These are called Crush stickers, and I like them. You can see how they're like different sizes a little bit. So yes, we went ahead and started with that. I did still have all my Dear Lizzie papers and paper pads out, so I've been working with these a lot lately. So I just used a paper from one of the Dear Lizzie paper pads. It might have came out of this one, I don't know. I also pulled this Leaping Bunny one out thinking I would use that as well, but I didn't. I ended up pulling the yellow out of here instead of the more peachy colors. The yellow and pink I pulled out. So for all my embellishments, I just pulled out my handy dandy notebook, and I just flipped through it, and if I saw something that was yellow or a peachy or pink, I pulled it out thinking that I would, you know, use on this layout. I did use several, but I also still have several left over that I didn't end up using. So yeah, you can see there was this tag right here. It was a Paige Evans tag. I just punched a hole in it. It was from the paper pad. So I just have this basic hole punch you pick up for $1 at the grocery store, Dollar General, whatever. Pick them up anywhere probably. So I punched a hole in it with that, and I don't know why I didn't actually thread the hole. I just tied a bow again using my crochet thread, which, you know, I usually have out. Excuse me. I'm like, oh, I feel like I can't catch my breath. Anyways, I just glued it on using some art glitter glue. Here are just some pieces I pulled out of that notebook, and I layered them up and stapled them and just glued them down. I used these gold hearts that also came out of that thicker sheet, that thicker pad, and these little flowers, which were part of this strawberry paper that was a Dear Lizzie paper. I used it on a previous layout, and I still had this little bit sitting on my desk. See what I mean? I say this a lot. I use what's on my desk a lot. I mean, I will pull things for a specific layout, but sometimes if it's not working for me, I'll just grab for things that are sitting on my desk. That is one benefit to having a messy desk. It's like the only benefit for having a messy desk. Most of them are cons, not pros. Cons in that you lose stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much all we did. All of these little pieces are just pulled out of this notebook. And now I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my desk just a little bit, and I'm going to stick this stuff back in my notebook. I have some strawberries that I had fussy cut out that I'm gonna stick in my notebook. And then these, they're not fussy cut yet, but I will just stick these in there too, so that if I'm working on a project and I say, oh, this would work, I could just pull this out and fussy cut it on the spot. I don't like getting rid of the little papers that have images on them that I know I can cut. If I have a little piece of scrap paper, like here, it's just some white cardstock. If this was just a scrap paper that was just, you know, a design, if that's what this was, I would just throw it away. Or if I had a die cut machine out, I could make little dies out of it, but I would just normally just throw it away. But because these have little images that I can cut out, I like to keep those, because I do like using fussy cut images for my for my embellishments. I do that quite a bit. The last layout that we looked at, well, it might not have been the last layout to you that we looked at, but I did a layout and there was nothing but fussy cut images on it. These at least have this piece right here. I pulled it out of the spiral notebook, but this is actually a piece of washi tape, a piece of close to my heart washi tape that I put on to some white cardstock for a previous layout and didn't use it, so it was in that notebook. This was for a previous layout, so it was in that notebook because I hadn't used it yet. So yeah, I do actually have other things that are not fussy cut pieces. This is an actual die cut. It had this on it. I think it went like right here somewhere. But these other colors didn't really work a whole lot, so I just trimmed it off. All right, guys, that's all we got. And also we did do some splattering with the Heidi Swap Color Shining Gold. That's all we got. I think it's really cute. 3 big pictures. They're big. I don't usually do a whole bunch of big pictures on a layout. I like it though. I think it came out really cute. And it's called Selfie Struggle, which I also think is just adorable. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.